So I saw a video on YouTube. Sweetest lady, she was making bags. She called them kindness bags. And they were just a little handout when someone needs a little help. Look how cute these are. They're made with the dish drying mats from Dollar Tree. And I have some here in my sewing room. I've already made one. And what we're gonna put in these is razors, maybe a bar of soap or body wash, shampoo, deodorant, you know, just things that someone may need, that if you're having to spend money on the essentials like feeding yourself, buying a razor may be a luxury. We've been in situations before where we've handed out bags, but usually it had food in it, shelf-stable food when we were on trips. But these are so cute. It's May, it's hot. So I understand like facial hair gets itchy. If you're not used to having it, you know, when it gets thick. So we're gonna make these. Also, I have some Bibles that I picked up at Dollar Tree a couple of years ago, and they're Old Testament and New Testament, so we're gonna put one in here with their items. Okay. So, I have one dish mat that I cut in half, and that has fuzzies on it because I've cut multiple dish mats. Okay, and I have a zipper. Oh, you can tell this zipper was used. It was actually part of a project during my sewing class. Girls had a little issue, a little boo-boo. So we got her a new zipper and I came home and cut the stitches out of it. So this is gonna look we're gonna add the zipper a little differently from the way you would normally do it. Because we're gonna do this quick. I am gonna put my zipper foot on my machine. Get my threads out of the way because this is so thick. See how thick this is? We're not gonna stitch it, flip it over, stitch it again. We are going to put this right on top of the zipper and stitch it. Now, you can do zipper tabs, cut off the metal brackets, do zipper tabs. I'm just doing one at a time. I'm not doing them super fast, so I know to watch out for the metal pieces. I'm not worried about this threading because it's going to be hidden on top. I'm going to put my mat, kind of center it up. Yep. I'm just going to be real careful and know not to hit the metal brackets. I need my zipper foot on the other side. Now we're moving. I'm gonna keep the edge of my mat. Right at the edge of my zipper. Open that up, move it out of the way, Still keeping the edge of the mat right at the edge of the zipper. Back stitch. The first one I didn't cut my mat in half. I just did it all one solid piece. And you know, you struggle to do the second half of the zipper, especially when something is this thick and not too terribly wide. You have to move everything out of your way. I don't want to do that. So now I have learned that both sides of these mats may not be the same size. This one is pretty good. So let's line it up and keep going. Back stitch. Zip that up. I like the security of it being zipped. Put my threads. Well, guess what? Sides didn't quite line up. It's okay. I got this. Take my zipper foot off, put my zigzag foot back on. I've been boxing corners on these. I don't know if I'm going to box this corner. First, I'm going to take it. And run back and forth. I'll show you later why I do that. If I did zipper tabs, I wouldn't have to. Now, I'm going to open this up. Oh. Let's go ahead and cut those out of the way. Okay. This one. Didn't line up, but that's okay. It's okay. It's okay if it's not perfect. Isn't that what happens sometimes when we sew late at night? Now, I know there's a metal bracket there. I also know not to hit it. Like I said, I'm not doing these in bulk. Like, you know, just zip, zip, zip. Nope. Bottoms line up. Same thing with this one. I am not even stressing about seam allowance. I am just I'm not sewing these to sell. I'm sewing these to see if I can help somebody out. All right. Before you stitch up your bottom, make sure your zipper's open. You don't want to sew yourself out. Okay. Across the bottom, I'm doing just the slightest little seam allowance because I want to give as much room as possible. You know what? I'm going to zigzag this. What happened? What happened? Okay, well, it came unthreaded. I guess my thread tails weren't long enough. Well, good. I mean, not good, but I get to do it again because I'm going to shorten my stitches. I'm sewing on a 50-year-old Kenmore machine, so it doesn't say, you know, 2.5 millimeter, 3 millimeter, 4 millimeter. My numbers for my stitch length on this machine is 6, 8, 10, and 12. Which I do believe is how many stitches in an inch. I really haven't even looked at it. I haven't. Okay. Got my thread tails. Now, let me decide if I'm going to box these edges or not. Alright, we're going to clip these little white tabs. Not with these scissors, we're not. Now, if I wanted to box these corners, some people cut squares out, like 2 inches by 2 inches, 2 inch square, 2 inches by 2 inches. They cut out squares, squish it together, and sew it. I did that once. I don't like it. What I do is I push my finger in there, push the seams together. You get a ruler and measure down about what you want. Usually mine's about 1.5 inches. Mark it, draw a line, sew all the way across, cut the ends off. Before I sew, I open it up, look inside, and make sure my seams line up. Make sure my seams line up. But I don't know if I'm going to box the corners of these. Or this one. Push the corners out. Push the corners out. Chopsticks work great for pushing out corners. I'm going to close that a little bit so I can push that out. See where I stitched that? Let's see if this turns out right. Show you what I'm going to do with that. I've got more stuff to put in here, but unzip it. I got these at Dollar Tree probably 2 years ago. It's the Old Testament and the New Testament. Throw a couple of razors in there. Toothbrush. That's all I have in my sewing room right now. Maybe some toothpaste, bar of soap, maybe a little bottle of body wash, some wet wipes, maybe even a little gift card. Just a couple of bucks. But I don't encounter homeless people very often, but I think it'd be nice to have one for a male and a female. My husband drives a truck, and I asked him, does he encounter homeless people? He said about every other day. Now this is a bag that I made that I don't use, but we've got, some deodorant, razors, Bible, some feminine items. I would like to do shaving cream, but I'm afraid in this heat in the South that shaving cream will blow up in my car. That wouldn't be good. That's not helping anybody. Got some little hair ties. And there will be more that goes in the men's bag also. That's just what I have here in my sewing room. And I was going through, I bought these today. I thought, isn't that cute? I made it, don't use it, and now it has a use, and it's cute. You can make somebody's day with just a little gift. And they can reuse the bags. All right, go make something pretty.